the thought that says, start tomorrow, it's too hard, just do it anyway, go ahead and make that choice, do the same thing. You're not good enough, you'll never change, you're too much like your parents, I failed last time. You have to be able to become so conscious of those unconscious thoughts that you would never go unconscious to that thought ever again, and that's change. You'd have to catch yourself, how you speak and how you act. If you want to be happy and you're blaming and you're complaining and you're feeling sorry for yourself and you're judging everyone, those behaviors are not going to make you happy. They're actually going to make you unhappy. So you got to become so conscious of those unconscious habituations that you wouldn't go unconscious and behave that way. And then, of course, you got to look at those emotions that are pretty much chemical residue from the past, and decide, does this lack, does this suffering, does this pain belong in my future? And that process of becoming so conscious that we don't go unconscious is the process of change. And how many times do we have to forget until we stop forgetting and start remembering? That's the moment of change. So the hard part about change is when you decide to make a different choice, get ready. It's going to feel uncomfortable. There's going to be uncertainty. You're not going to be able to predict the next moment. It's going to feel unfamiliar. So if the body has been conditioned to be the mind, then the servant is the master. So the body starts sending information back to the brain to think a certain thought so that you make the same choice, that you do the same thing, you create the same experience.
This is familiar.
Get back to the same feeling of suffering. That feels so much better than the uncertainty of the unknown. So going from the old self to the new self and crossing that river literally is a neurological, it's a biological, it's a chemical, it's a hormonal, it's a genetic death of the old self. That's the phoenix lighting itself on fire, and most people would rather cling to that familiar place than take a chance and possibility. That void, that vacuum, actually is the perfect place to create it. And we discovered this, that the brain changes the most when you get to that point where you think you can't go any further and you want to quit. If you go past that point, that is the unknown.
Imagine believing in a future you can't see or touch yet. You've thought about it so much that your brain actually changes to make it seem like you've already experienced it. Can you imagine loving the possibility of that future so much that your body starts to believe it's already happening? Your body changes too, as if it's living in that future right now. Our habits shape the world we live in. We get stuck in these routines, and they become like autopilot for our brains. A habit is like a program that runs automatically in our minds, shaping 95% of who we are. So, if we're not fully present in the moment, we're just running on autopilot. That's where the real challenge lies. Most of us are uncomfortable with uncertainty, but that's just another habit we need to break. Imagine if we got to know ourselves as well as we know an onion. We could move past our own limitations and start craving the excitement of the unknown. See, most people only wake up to what they're really thinking and feeling when something bad happens. But why wait for crisis to spark change? We can learn and grow even when things are good. Instead of waiting for rock bottom, we can start paying attention to our thoughts and actions now. When we observe ourselves from a different perspective, we become more than just our habits. We become conscious creators of our own destiny. Why not choose to change when we're feeling inspired instead of when we're in pain? Now let's talk about the magic of creativity. Our brains have this amazing area called the frontal lobe. It's like the boss of our creative impulses. When we start asking questions or thinking outside the box, this part of our brain kicks into gear. It connects different parts of our brain to come up with new ideas. This is where creativity sparks. When we fully embrace our creative visions, our brains and bodies start living in the future, right here, in the present moment. And as we hold on to those visions, our brains rewire themselves to make them a reality. We're all creators, all the time. Every word we speak, every action we take is a chance to make something new. But it's not just about being creative. It's about being present in that creativity. Once you have a vision, the real work begins to bring it to life. You see, we've all been there. We've all had dreams that seemed crazy to others. But instead of giving up, we held on to those dreams. We visualized them every day, wrote down our goals, and focused on the choices that would get us there. We made a clear distinction between who we used to be and who we wanted to become. As we did this, something amazing happened in our brains. Old habits started to fade away, making room for new possibilities. And eventually, we reached a point where we just knew our dreams would come true. It wasn't about forcing things to happen. It was about trusting in ourselves and the process. So, when does that moment come? It's not some mystical event. It's when your mind and body align with your vision. You stop worrying and start trusting in yourself and the universe. You become so confident in your abilities that you step back and let things unfold naturally. Sure, there will be challenges along the way. The world around us, our own emotions, and the constraints of time. But every great person in history understood that to achieve greatness, they had to rise above these challenges. They had to believe in their vision and be greater than their circumstances. And that's the true power of creation. Hold on to your vision of the future no matter what. Even when life throws unexpected challenges your way, stay focused on your goals. Don't let emotional reactions or setbacks derail your progress. Sometimes, we get caught up in negative patterns, seeking validation from others who are stuck in the same cycle. It's like an unconscious program we're all running on. But you can break free from this cycle by staying true to your vision. When you consistently focus on what you want, your subconscious mind starts working towards it. It's like a magnet, attracting opportunities and solutions to help you reach your goals. Think of yourself as a creator, tapping into the divine energy within and around you. By aligning yourself with this creative force, you become unstoppable. You start seeing synchronicities and coincidences that confirm you're on the right path. So keep embracing surprises and learning from mistakes. They're just signs that you're growing and evolving. And remember, every step you take towards your vision brings you closer to making it a reality. It can be tough when something new comes along and our old ways don't recognize it. How do we open ourselves up to the unknown? Well, it starts with staying focused on our vision. Every day, instead of getting caught up in the news or our past struggles, we need to concentrate on our goals. Where we put our attention, our energy follows. So, if we invest enough energy into our future, our bodies will naturally be drawn towards those experiences. It's like finding your true north on a compass amidst all the distractions. But imagine if we devoted as much time to our dreams as we do to checking emails. We'd start receiving insights and understanding from unexpected places. Think about the greats throughout history, like the Wright brothers, Colonel Sanders, or Nelson Mandela. They all spent time alone, dreaming and believing in their future. They didn't let the unknown scare them. Instead, they embraced it. So, can you envision a future so vividly in your mind that it feels like you've already lived it? Can you become so passionate about that future that your body starts to believe you're living in it right now? That's the power of focusing on your dreams. The way our bodies react to the future is already changing. We're not just talking about our brains. We're talking about our whole physiology. Our genes are signaling in new ways, creating new neural networks in our brains. And guess what? These changes aren't just happening in our minds. They're happening in our bodies too. If your brain and body have physical proof that something has already happened, you can relax. It's not just about the biological changes. There are also quantum energetic shifts taking place. But here's the thing. If you're constantly reacting to every little thing in your life, you're wasting a ton of energy. Think about it. If you use your boss to justify your judgments, your ex to fuel your hatred, or social media to feed your insecurities, you're draining your creative energy. But if you truly want to be in the creative flow, you have to forget about yourself. You have to become pure consciousness, fully present in the moment. Most people create their reality based on what they already know, the 3D world of matter. But true creation happens when we tap into the endless possibilities of the quantum field. So, instead of struggling to make things happen, focus on being present. That's where the real magic begins. Imagine this scenario. You land a job, but deep down, you're not really into it. Yet, you go along with it anyway, trying to force your will or intentions onto the physical world, like trying to change one piece of matter with another. Or maybe you're seeking a new partner, so you spend hours on dating sites, navigating through a three-dimensional reality where time is defined by our movement through space. But what if there's another way, a fifth-dimensional creation, where you don't need to go anywhere or do anything to get what you want? It's about aligning your clear intentions and thoughts with your heart's emotions. Thoughts become electric, and feelings become magnetic. Together, they create a powerful energy that broadcasts your desires into the quantum field. In this dimension, you're not chasing after things. You're collapsing space and time, drawing experiences towards you. You become the vortex, attracting what you seek because there's a vibrational match between your energy and the potential in the quantum field. By consistently revisiting this energetic state, you effortlessly draw in what you desire, whether it's a new job, a home, or a relationship. In my work, I've witnessed incredible transformations. People have manifested amazing jobs, healed themselves from illnesses, and even experienced mystical moments. From growing new teeth to tumors disappearing, the possibilities are astounding, all because they followed the guidance to align their energy with their desires. Imagine a group of people gathered together, all focused on a shared vision of the future. They immerse themselves in this vision, aligning their thoughts and intentions with it. As they do so, something remarkable happens. There are actual changes occurring within their bodies. We've conducted extensive studies on this phenomenon. By measuring various aspects of their physiology, such as energy levels, brain activity, and even genetic expression, we've observed tangible shifts taking place. It's like witnessing a transformation unfold before our eyes. When individuals commit to this process wholeheartedly, they enter a state of coherence. Their thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony with their vision. And as they continue to nurture this alignment, they begin to experience extraordinary outcomes. It's like learning how to perform a series of intricate tricks on a ski slope. With dedication and guidance, individuals start to push past their limitations, accomplishing feats that seem almost supernatural. And as one person achieves success, others are inspired to follow suit, creating a ripple effect of positivity and empowerment. This collective energy generates a palpable sense of unity, a shared consciousness that transcends individual boundaries. Instead of being consumed by stress and anxiety, people learn to shift their focus away from external threats. By redirecting their attention towards inner peace and stillness, they enter a state of relaxed awareness. This shift in consciousness is reflected in their brainwave patterns. As they cultivate a sense of spaciousness and openness, their brainwaves transition from a state of hyper-arousal to one of calm coherence. In this alpha state, the boundaries between imagination and reality blur, allowing for a deeper connection to their vision. In essence, by holding on to their vision of the future and embodying its essence, individuals tap into a higher dimension of creation, one where intention, energy, and manifestation converge in perfect harmony. And as they continue on this journey, they unlock the limitless potential that resides within them. When you're stressed, your focus jumps from one thing to another, trying to control everything around you. Each of these things activates different parts of your brain because you've experienced them before. But here's the thing. When you're all over the place, your brain becomes chaotic and disorganized. Why does coherence matter? Well, when your brain starts working together as a team, everything changes. During our retreats, for instance, by the third day, we often see a remarkable shift. Large areas of the brain sync up, with different regions communicating and collaborating like never before. The left side chats with the right, the front connects with the back, and suddenly, your whole brain is in sync. It's like a symphony playing harmoniously, and in that moment, something incredible happens. People often experience tears of joy streaming down their faces. They feel complete, whole, and utterly content. It's a magical moment where everything falls into place and the future becomes clear. When you let go of your analytical mind and dive into the unknown, amazing things happen. We've seen it time and time again. As you transcend your limitations, your brain opens up to new possibilities. It's like receiving downloads from the universe, epiphanies and insights that come seemingly out of nowhere. Your nervous system becomes a conduit for raw information, tapping into realms beyond your ordinary senses. In essence, by embracing the unknown and trusting in the process, you become a channel for higher consciousness, and in that state of alignment, true creativity flourishes. So, embrace the unknown. Let go of fear and dive into the depths of your creativity. When you align your mind, body, and spirit, incredible things happen. If you've been inspired by this message, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more enlightening content. Keep exploring the videos on your left and right and begin a journey of self-discovery and transformation. Together, let's create a brighter future filled with infinite possibilities.